On the way home, however, the weather changed. Wind and rain buffeted Edward, but he surged on. Suddenly, before his driver could check them, his wheels slipped fiercely. Then with a crack and a hiss, Edward's train slowed down. Repairs took some time. One of your crank pins broke, Edward, said the driver. We've taken your side rods off. Now you're single, like an old-fashioned engine. Can you get these people home? I'll try, sir, said Edward. That's a good engine. And so Edward tried to start, but he couldn't seem to move the heavy train. The driver put more sand on the rails, but it did no good. Suddenly, I have an idea, Edward. We'll loosen your couplings. That way, it'll be more like picking up trucks. That'll be a mercy, said Edward. So the driver loosened up the couplings on the coaches and then hopped back in the cab. They backed down to where the line was level and tried again. Edward pulled and puffed with all his might, and then suddenly moved an inch, then 2 inches, then 3 inches, then 4 inches. I've done it! I've done it! Ha ha! Said Edward. You've done it, old boy, you've done it, said the driver. And he listened happily to Edward's steady beat as he raced along the rails. They cheered Edward on to the echo, and never stopped until he reached the next station. Henry was anxious. Edward was almost an hour late. He started to go without him, but then he heard a whistle. But battered, weary, but unbeaten, Edward steamed in. But the passengers swarmed out of Edward's coaches. They thanked Edward and his crew, and then boarded Henry's train in a flash. When Edward returned to the sheds that night, Duck and Poker made sure that James and Gordon were respectfully quiet, and they were.